There he is, Pupper Pip. First things first, I'm in a new Mazda. I'm in the Mazda CX-70 hybrid. I've never had a hybrid before. It's beautiful. I have it for a month. Mazda's kicking it in for another year with me, sticking around to support the channel, and I'm really excited. I've never had a hybrid before. I had this for a little while. I've never plugged in a car, but so far it's been a week and I haven't even put gas in it yet. It's a beauty. More on that later, but for now, I get a lot of questions about what it's like behind the scenes being a YouTuber. I've been a full-timer for a little while, moving into just starting my own consulting business around social media and around YouTube. Here's the info. Reach out if you'd like to talk for small businesses or for yourself. But today I'm talking about the 3 best and 3 worst things that I've come across as being a YouTuber. And there's 3 and 3, but there's a lot more. There's a lot more coming with this little series I want to do. So put your questions below. I'm happy to answer questions of behind the scenes or what my life is like, because I want to put a little series together about that, because I've never really touched about that. I've talked about my personal life, but I never really dug into the behind the scenes of you know, the YouTuber life and what that is like and how that works. Without further ado, I'll meet you on the other side. Let's get into it. One of the first things that you're gonna realize later in the game, if you stick with the channel, is something that may surprise you. Yeah, you're gonna learn a new craft, and not just one. You're going to learn how to edit. You're gonna learn how to market, because you're a one-man team. You're gonna have to promote your videos. You're gonna have to talk about your videos. You're gonna have to probably be on screen, so you're gonna have to get comfortable talking to a camera. I struggled a lot with public speaking before I started my channel, and now it's not like something I look forward to, but it's not something that I dread and have terrible anxiety about and think about. You just kind of get used to being in front of the camera, being confident with what you're talking about, and being comfortable with yourself. You know, you start to get know yourself a little bit better, your little quirks and things like that. You're faced with it whether you like it or not, because you're going to be talking to the camera and you're going to be seeing yourself, editing yourself, hearing your voice, which is always weird. Chewy, come here. And all that stuff goes along with it. Yeah, so like editing, you're gonna think about camera angles. You know, I never thought about camera angles. When I first started the channel, I think I just put it on the coffee table, a GoPro, pointed it up at my face, no color correction, which is another thing you'll learn. And it was just like yellowed out with terrible audio. I didn't know what I was doing. Shift your own little self-serving shape that you would want to put on there. But you know, that's how you learn. You start from somewhere, you press the record button, you press the post button, and you just start making videos. Those videos in the beginning, they're not gonna do anything. They're just gonna sit there. Use that time to learn, so that after you get noticed and people start watching your videos, hopefully, you have something that you can show them that looks a little bit more professional than when you started out. When you start out, everyone feels the same. Everybody's going through the same thing. You know, except for a few exceptions if you come from a videography background or broadcasting or something. But you know, most of the time you're starting from a place that is 0. And the cool thing about this is, even if you don't make tens of thousands of subscribers, or if you don't make a living off it, whatever, have fun with it. And these are tools that you're gonna bring with you for the rest of your life. Maybe into your normal job where you public speak, where you have software editing, or some marketing background that you can take from your personal experiences and bring it to another craft, another brand, another person, another channel. All those things are gonna be positives. There's nothing bad about learning a new craft. All right, now what's a negative? Yep, the haters. Haters gonna hate.
Kiss my ass, you rotten. Now, if you'll excuse me, I'm gonna go home and put some water in Buck Nasty's mama's dish. Good evening.
You can't do anything about it. It's something I didn't even really think about when I started the channel. I started the channel, like I said before, it was kind of an experiment. I just started posting, and then eventually people started watching, and it was a shock to me, some of the haters out there. There's people that just like to be mean. There's trolls. And I consider myself a pretty nice guy, pretty open. I've learned to be pretty vulnerable about my personal life. My writing is on display. I try to keep things positive and honest. But no matter what you do, and no matter what I do, there are gonna be people that poke the bear, that wanna hit your bee's nest, rattle your brain, and just argue and get to you, and and talk crap for no reason, or judge your video or judge you, talk about you personally. And that's one of the hardest things for me at the beginning that I didn't anticipate is learning to bounce that stuff off my brain, because you'll get 99% positive feedback or positive comments for the work you put in, but that 1% for some reason, those comments are the easiest and they stick more than anything. And that's the hardest thing about that, is that 1% will stay with you unless you're careful.
The tears, they burn.
He said he could take it.
Don't let it eat you alive. That's just part of the game. And one thing that helps me with that stuff is that, you know, maybe it's not about me. Maybe that person's depressed. Maybe they're having a terrible day. Maybe I'm just the outlet at that moment, and I for some reason am in front of them, and I'm getting the backlash. So I've learned to not take it personally. You don't know what other people are going through. It's easier said than done. Keep doing what you're doing. Stay confident, and don't let that crap get in your head too much. All right, next. The perks, the free stuff. Right? That's like what you're kind of looking for right around the corner after you've been around for a little while in the YouTube game. The free stuff is gonna come if you stick to it and your channel grows to a certain level. You're gonna get offers from anyone, from people on Amazon offering you cheap $5 drones to corporate sponsors like Mazda, or a bike brand like YT. This is kind of like my opinion.
Yeah, well.
I don't represent or support any products or brands that I wouldn't already buy in my normal life outside of having a YouTube channel. I'm very careful about people I bring into the channel, because I'm always honest with you guys, and I hope that comes through. I'm never gonna just throw some crap in front of you and say, yo, buy this stuff, because I'm getting like $5 from every sale or something. That's not why I started YouTube. That's not what I want to do with YouTube. I highly suggest thinking about that for your channels, or other channels that are watching, or if you start one, be careful, because people are going to send you stuff. They just want you to give them a shout out or this or that, but you put a lot of time into your channel. You put days, hours, and your reputation's on the line. Just be careful about the crap that you promote. Not everything that's free is a good thing. Like, you gotta get lost in the weeds sometimes, and just wanting to please people and get free stuff. Hold back a little bit, ask yourself what's important, and most importantly, what's valuable to your audience. Don't sell them crap. Sell them stuff that you back and that you have tested and tried and true. Be careful. It's not really a negative, but it's hard.
That's what she said.
I'm talking about the grind. The grind of YouTube is no joke. You're gonna make videos for a long time, possibly in the beginning, with nobody watching them. You're gonna put hours in. You're gonna see not a lot of payoff. And you've gotta fight through that time in building a channel. And that's what I had to do. I kind of didn't look at it like that. I had an experimental process of just putting videos up, and I had a lot of fun doing it, so it didn't feel like work. So if that feels like that's what you're doing, that's amazing. Have passion for it, have a love for it. I really enjoyed learning about growing a channel, learning about editing, learning about being able to speak to you guys coherently and confidently, speaking to the camera. I learned a lot, and I loved that process. So hopefully, when you're thinking about building a channel, the grind isn't such a grind as a negative, even though I'm saying it is, because it can be over time. You get burnt out and stuff, I get it. But in the beginning, the grind ain't so bad, but it really starts to kick in after you've been around for a couple years and you make a lot of the same videos. If you're not getting a lot of traction or a lot of views, it can be deflating. It could be a mood killer, like it's hard to have motivation after a couple of years to keep the grind going, but you gotta power through, because if you think that you've got something special to offer, you will come through, people will find you, and you've got a great library that you've grinded through waiting for them when they do. Think of it like that. It's an investment for your future. When people find your channel, you've got an amazing catalog there for them to seep through and get to know you better and get to know what you're talking about better and learn from you. Next. You get paid for making YouTube videos. That's like sought after and #1 job with kids nowadays. It's kind of crazy, but that's the reality. I used to be a firefighter, now I want to be a YouTuber. I've been able to kind of make it work with the little that you do get paid from YouTube, Patreon, and brand sponsors.
$6. It's like $1 an hour.
I honestly don't recommend ever starting a channel with the hopes of making a living off it. Start off as a passion project. It's a bonus if that does happen. I've been lucky enough after the grind that it kind of like worked out in my favor a little bit. But let me tell you this, the glam life is just not there, especially at a YouTuber at my level. I'm no Mr. Beast, I'm no Casey Neistat. You do make some money. You do get paid to kind of do what you love and make videos and mountain bike, and that's kind of the dream. Like, you can be your own boss, right? When you're making a living, doing what you want to do, you call the shots, you call the hours, you're your own boss. You get to travel on your own time. You get to, I'm able to work out partnerships with other resorts and places to travel to cut down on expensive. That's a perk as well that goes along with the financials. I don't want to burst your bubble and say don't make videos, but don't do it to make money. Do it because you love to do it and you have fun doing it, and it's part of a passion that you want to do and grow from and learn from and make a new craft out of. And that's also a negative. If you're looking to make a living off YouTube and you get to a certain point after the grind and your channel's pretty popular and you got some sponsors and you're making some money from monetization, all the things, it's very, very, very unstable. The bad thing about having a job is that you gotta have a boss and you got a financial, peak. You get, like, this is what you make every single week.
Friday is Hawaiian shirt day.
But that's also a benefit to having that type of job, right? No matter how bad you suck that week or how bad you mess up, you're gonna get that paycheck from that company. If you make a bad video here, or if things aren't going well on the channel, or your little niche is not really popping anymore, like the bike industry, up and down, you're in an unstable environment financially, because if you're depending on that income, things go up and down with the industry. Like, brand sponsors are making less money, you're being offered less money, less people are maybe watching your content in certain seasons like mountain biking in winter and summer, and all that stuff affects how your dynamic is at making an income at this stuff. Going in with your eyes open, if you ever do want to go full-time, or if you think about going full-time, or if you look at full-time YouTubers, I feel like it's important to know the behind the scenes, and that even though it looks like the glam life, everybody's taking the photos and the trail and you're in amazing places, there's a back end of things, and there always is behind the scenes that people don't talk about a lot, and that is the stress that goes along with an unstable financial situation. So I'm gonna stop there. It's a lot today. We covered a lot of talking. If you have questions, leave them in the comment below. I wanna start talking more about this stuff and like what my life has been like behind the lens and things like that. I'll see you guys on the other side.